Morning, everybody. I didn't know I'd worked in Hawaii. That's good. It sounds lovely. Now, I have sat where you're sitting many a time listening to plenaries, and I've given quite a few as well. But this is the very first time I've been asked to do the opener for my own professional organisation, IATEFL. So I'm really, really grateful for the chance to make my contribution. Thank you very much. This plenary is not immediately practical in nature. It's a bit more reflective, really. It's a time for those of you who came here to bathe in English to do so. It's really a chance to step back and consider our own careers and the careers of our friends and colleagues. But when I say step back, don't get too relaxed, because I do plan to ask you a couple of things in the middle. The title of this talk is, let's just check, oh yes, The Professional Life Cycles of Teachers. I've used the word cycles, and cycles, phases, and rhythms are very familiar to us. They're present in the natural world, of course. We've got seasons, wet and dry, and spring, summer, autumn, and winter. They're present, we think, in the ages of the human being. We talk about the 7 ages of man: baby, childhood, teenage, adult, middle age, second childhood. Of course, actually, that's mankind, and as you know, womankind is completely different. We actually just have 3 ages. We have young, we might have middle age, and then we have, you know, you don't look any different. We even think of groups as having natural phases. We talk about groups forming when they come together, like we're doing now. Norming, when we get our habits and our routines sorted out. Storming, when we fight for dominance and so on. And then performing, when we actually get something done, accomplish tasks. And some people even add mourning, which is probably what we're going to be doing on Sunday when we go home from this conference, leaving our friends behind. We may, however, although we're so familiar with this idea of cycles and phases and rhythms, we may be slightly less familiar, perhaps, with the whole idea of professional life cycles or professional life stages. But there are, in fact, many models of teacher career stages available to us, as some are frameworks for career development. There's one which I love because it strikes me as a kind of wonderful, wishful thinking. It's Steffi and Wolf's model, where we go from novice to apprentice to professional to expert to distinguished and then emeritus, which sounds great, doesn't it? Some models are linear, some are cyclical, some blur the lines between the phases, and others are sharp and clear. All of them, I think, are really, really useful as a catalyst for thinking and understanding our professional work. But I have chosen 4 main influences to talk about today, and I'll introduce them to you. They are actually asterisked on the reading list, which you might have on the back of a handout if you manage to get one. So you can peep at them as we go through, if you like to do that. So the first person, excuse me, is Jennifer Jarvis, who used to be senior lecturer in education, TESOL, at the University of Leeds. And Jennifer used to have teachers coming to her on courses from all over the world, from Pakistan, from Slovenia, from Tanzania, all over the place. And she wanted those courses to be maximally useful and relevant. So she tried to find out how the teachers saw their own career development and their own needs. Now, it was her who found the work of Michael Huberman very helpful, and she told me all about it. So we come to the second person, Michael Huberman. He was interested in finding out how teachers saw their own careers depending on the number of years that they were in the job. And he interviewed teachers with from 1 to 40 years in the job. The third person I'd like to mention is Patricia J. Sykes, who, when she was at the Institute of Education at the University of Warwick, she followed teachers using biographical